Welcome back to KTN News Center this Monday, and we are talking matters gender-based violence. We are getting to understand what could possibly be done to address the increasing cases of gender-based violence in the country from stakeholders, organizations, and at the national level. In studio, we have David Omuhatsa. He is the National Chair, Parents Association. Fatuma Mohammed is survivor of violence, both physical and sexual violence. So you've given us your story, Fatuma, but the whole experience, especially a man taking advantage of you and then just treating you, let me say, as a nobody, like, I mean, telling you, I don't want anything to do with the baby, you can do whatever you want. What did it make you feel as a woman? Yeah.
I felt so bad. Yeah. Since someone forcing you to do an abortion unwillingly, it's so hurtful. Since first, I didn't talk to anyone, so I just did the abortion to get rid of everything and forget and start a new life, of which still, after the abortion, still I was hurt. Since you sat down, ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Yeah. Or because my parents don't have this and this, and I have to look for money, someone taking advantage of the situation. Yeah.
And what prompted you to maybe accept the offer from the man that, okay, let me get rid of it? Is it because you couldn't take care of the baby? I know you already had another child. What really made you feel that, yeah, let me just go ahead and do it?
Since I didn't want to take care of that kid, since first I had another one, taking care of him is another burden to me. That struggle. So, plus whatever the man said, so I didn't have any choice. Yeah, plus I didn't want my parents to start blaming me. I did it knowingly, and already I know I have another kid. So to just forget about everything, I just did it. But I didn't want, since you can't take life of an innocent kid just over someone's mistake.
Yeah, you didn't want to.
I didn't want to, since I was thinking of just keep the baby and take care of it. Then I just call myself, I tell myself, like, I don't have a work. I have another baby. Having this baby with my parents at home is another issue. Why don't I just get rid of it, start anew fresh, then forget about everything?
Yeah, and you'll tell us the kind of, especially psychological help that you went through, because it's not easy to just open up like that about such an experience. Let's talk about the possible causes, David, of violence. You know, what would really make a man wake up and, for instance, beat a woman, or a woman wake up and beat a man, or even sexually abuse an innocent girl or boy? Yeah.
Yeah, I said some of the causes are because of poverty. Poverty in the countries at a higher level. And you find that most of the women, for what you said, an example, they have no employment, they have no source of income. So they want to depend on people to have their life move on. But the people they're depending on could be their own enemies without them realizing. So poverty is a very big problem. When you come to children, school children, I've said, like, for example, in Samburu or in Turkana or in Central West Pokot, the parents will wish that the children should be married earlier because of poverty. They can't take care of those children. We have also this psychological torture in families. You know, when a mother calls their father, you have found that at the end of the day, either of the parents may revenge on the children. We have seen children being burned in houses just because of the parents quarreling. Why should the parents who have quarreled, grown-ups, burn children who are not involved in the quarrels? So it could be the question of stress, that emotional stress. There's what we call psychological torture in the minds of the people. One looks at the other one and says, if I knew, I would have gone married in this family. Or if I knew, I would have become your girlfriend or your boyfriend, now that this is happening. And before that happens, before someone thinks like that, he takes law into his hands. You find that somebody has pushed her, maybe like what I saw sometime back in Kibera. I got a story of where just a lady, while they were discussing with the young man, she ended up pushing from the third floor. And the guy died. Just recently, I got that in the course of arguments. So people undergo stress, emotional stress that is bad. We talked about conflicts and wars. When, like now, what happened in Sudan? you find that because of the conflict and wars within the other countries, the refugees move around. And as they move, it comes like in Kagoma in Kenya here, and Karobe comes in Turkana. As they are moving, along the way as they are moving, they end up being violated. Their rights end up being violated because they have no food, they have no water, they have no shelter, they have nothing. So somebody takes that law into his hands and wants to molest these people here. Then the lack of education, as I said, if people had information on what dangers would come out of gender-based violence, then they will understand that type of direction of taking is wrong. For example, we have families where people have been left with what you call permanent disabilities. People have fought. Like the example I gave where the woman's hand was chopped off. This is a mother who is providing for the children. And this is the father of the children. And the father of the children is ending up chopping the hand of the mother who is nursing a baby of maybe 1 or 2, 3 months old. How does this mama carry the baby now? How does she feed the baby? So it's that kind of conflicts of interest in families. Fighting over property. You end up a family, you find that a man wants to own everything, and the government says that there should be equal what? Equal sharing of property in families. So the man says, no, I own the cars, I own the land, I own everything, I own children. You came here alone, you have to go alone. So, the mother now feels that this is dangerous for my life, and then the best thing is to clear the whole family. And that ends up leaving the family what? Everything's gone. Is supposing this mama becomes arrogant and poisons the whole family because of the man's arrogancy in the house. They will kill everybody and leave the family gone. We also have people who suffer from HIV and AIDS. These are people who need a lot of care, treatment, food, medication. They lack this because the government is not able to support them. And we are calling upon the government to go deeper, as you are saying, get statistics. They should understand what are the main causes of gender-based violence in the country, and how can this be sorted out, especially to save the children who can't defend themselves. Like now, this girl will not defend herself. She will not tell the parents. She kept quiet, and now it's so painful. Many years back, the line now, she feels that my life was destroyed.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what do you say about this? Physical torture. It happens. You find, from a very small point of conflict of interest in the family, the whole thing explodes out in the community. You begin saying, oh, now this woman came here, she has to take our son for granted. And there's this kind of saying that men sit on us. When you're a woman in the house and you're telling your husband, the husband is sitting on you, then that kind of talk, we must change the talk. We must talk and walk the talk that we do. Let us speak what we think that can rescue us. Then lack of what? Blame. There's blame. This girl has fallen a victim of circumstances. And you find, probably like what she's explaining here, somebody outside is watching. When she goes back in the society again, they now begin blaming her.
Yeah.
Why had you disclosed this? Why had you put this in the open? Maybe the same man who did that is watching. And he may want to go and witch hunt her again outside there. Just to reduce her back to zero because that thing is spreading. And that's why we are saying that women must be protected when this comes about. The government must do something. We must have laws in place, strict laws. We must have education. We must have action plans that can favor the women and the girl children. Not even only that, even the boys, they are also offended. We must have that in the schools where children go to school. The teachers are professionals. They must understand that if a child goes through torture, both at home and at school, this child cannot learn. If a teacher ends up missing a child in school, why should the school administration and the board of management cover that? They should not cover that. That should be exposed, that this teacher must face the law. If it's a school driver or a conductor on the bus, here is a conductor on the bus violating the laws of a child, the rights of a girl child on the bus, a bus conductor, and the driver is there watching. This kind of driver or bus conductor is aided by a school to disappear, so he cannot be arrested. She cannot be arrested. When things like this happen, we want the law to take its own course.
All right. And Fatuma, with the level of awareness that you have right now on violence and how these cases could be reported, for instance, not getting rid of the evidence within 48 hours, if you had that kind of knowledge, would you have probably still done what you had done, going home and just showering, or you would have reported to the police station?
If I had the knowledge,
yeah,
I wouldn't get rid of the evidence. First I will go to the police, but whatever, like for example, what made me just keep quiet when I experienced physical violence. I went to the police station report. Then they just wrote for me an OB. Then told me they will follow up, of which they never did.
All right.
Yeah.
So even now with the sexual violence, you knew the procedure to follow, but you didn't see a point because of lack of, you know, justice for the previous case.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a survivor or a victim of this circumstance, probably what would you wish to see being done differently in the country to support girls and women who've gone through such forms of violence?
If they can be given a platform where they can speak up freely, since not everyone can speak up for themselves. For example, at some point, someone is married to someone and she experienced that gender-based violence, but she can't talk. So the only thing, when she reports, family come and solve it, so you don't get that justice. If someone can speak up for herself or himself, you just experience it, go to the police, report. If they have not taken any action, then you can just speak up. Nowadays there is social media platform, you can use that one. Since that one you can speak freely, you can just use your phone, record a video, then post it. Yeah, someone can feel your pain, then stand up with you. Then maybe you can get the justice you want. Yeah.
And you're still living in the same environment. Maybe how would you advise girls that are living in the same environment or are at a risk of being going through gender-based violence to conduct themselves or to do to ensure that they are safe, one, and also in case their rights are violated, then they can get help? What would you advise a girl watching?
First, just speak up for yourself. If you see you have not gotten any help, there are NGOs which speak up for a girl child. You can use that platform, speak up, and maybe you can get some help. Then some people say girls expose themselves by the way they dress. Don't judge people because someone dresses the way she like. You don't know why that person dresses like that. But that doesn't give someone advantage of taking advantage of someone, because this girl worn a miniskirt and a crop top. Maybe she's a video vixen. Maybe a job allow her to wear that.
All right, Fatuma, we have to wrap it up. Time is not on our side, but I'm so very grateful for your time and being part of this conversation this morning. Thank you so much. All right, David, thank you so much for being part of this conversation and helping us advance this agenda on addressing gender-based violence in the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and that brings us to the end of News Center this morning. Many thanks for watching and for your company. I'm Purity Musianzuki. Keep watching KTN News and God bless.